A big thank you to Lori Harris, private investigator. We enlisted Lori to help us find some of our classmates, and she did a great job. Matter of fact, she even went undercover and helped come up with some great photos. And we were actually lucky enough to get a picture of Lori undercover, and as you can see, she really blended into the scenery. The first picture that we see here is some of the folks that worked on this year's class reunion. Lori was able to snap this. She jetted down to Mulligan's to get a great picture of us as we were preparing for the class reunion. Who could not recognize Jeff McDonald as Reuben Kincaid? And there's Dave White. My, he makes a fine Dave Partridge. And then here's the Wonder Girls. These girls also helped with the class reunion. They did a great job. Debbie Weaver, as we know, Debbie Pellet now, came down, and she was also caught in this group photo at one of the class reunion meetings. This photo was a photo that Lori dug up out of the archives from our early class history. Gordon Waller, our first class president. I don't know how many of you have been out to High Rock lately, but there has been a monument erected at High Rock, similar to Mount Rushmore. We have Gordy Waller, our first class president, Phil Newton, our second class president. I have no idea who the dude is on the third one. And then there's Doc Sebecki, who was responsible for so much when we were in school. Lori was right back into the archives, and who knew in our class that Phil wanted to be a fireman when he grew up? Here's a great picture of Phil as a young baby in his little fireman's gear. Now this is actually a picture taken by Phil's mother, and she emailed it to Lori. This is Phil on his throne in one of his favorite positions, one that Rosetta knows and loves and still sees quite often to this day. Then after high school, Phil became involved in wrestling and had quite a wrestling career, playing very many characters on the WWF and many other wrestling stations. Just an example, actually made the front cover of Sports Illustrated. Another picture of the All-American, Phil Newton. Phil Macho Man Savage. Phil the Giant Newton. It takes a whole lot of working out to do all the things Phil's done in his life. And here's Phil posing down. Take it easy, girls. Then our class president settled down on the farm, married Rosetta, and lived a nice, happy, quiet life. At least that's what he likes everyone to believe. Lori was able to snap this shot from a window, and as we can see, it is not a quiet life at the Newton household. As a lot of you know, Phil and I have been together a long time. Here's a shot of Alfalfa Myers and Spanky Newton. We also did a little stint on Sesame Street. As you can see, that didn't last long. Then there was the Batman and Robin phase. I've always been Phil's Robin to his Batman. Olay! Now, Phil's TV career didn't stop there. As you can see here, he played a little bit of Gilligan's Island. He made a great skipper. Then we've got Sherry O'Connor as Ginger, and my Brett Gordon. Doesn't he make a great Gilligan? And then here's another picture of Sherry, and we've got Kathy Yoder in there, and I'm not sure who Mrs. Howe is being played by there at the end. Goodness. And who could be the professor but Rex Cutshaw, professor at Indiana University and Gilligan's Island. Bob Gould's with us tonight, and as you can see, Bob loves the blues and actually played a guest role in the Blues Brothers. Then Bob went on to the teaching profession, where he is still today, and actually helped out on Welcome Back, Kotter. Nice mustache, Bob. And gosh, we haven't seen Debbie Weaver since the 5-year reunion. Debbie was in the Air Force, did a great job for us. Thumbs up, Debbie. And Jeff Roach, still he's at that golf game. It's taken him a lot of places. Here we see him with former President George Bush. And David White, he's taken off in racing, and boy, does he have quite the career. Dave, can't see your hair real well, but we can see you are a fine racing man. And from what I hear, Gary Simpson's quite the poker player. Lori was able to capture him in the middle of a game. Gary looks very happy in that situation. Not sure how many know, but Dale Shake is a chef these days. Dale, thanks for coming. Now, who are these three performing ladies? Can anyone figure? Is that Susan, Robin, and Dee? Looking hot, girls. And then there's Craig Burst. Craig, You've really became quite a GQ model with your black outfits, but this was actually before you were the man in black, and you made quite a striking pose in white. And Lori was also able to find out that Craig really loves a parade. Then after the parade, there was a party, and Lori was able to capture that photo as well. And with a little bit more digging, she found out he was actually a president of a group in that area. Boy, sorry, no words on this one. And Lori was back in the archives, a picture of the Three Stooges fresh out of the green Pinto-mobile. And here's another picture out of the Pinto. That's Greg Cheech and Craig Chong. And last but not least, a beautiful picture of Dave Soliday and his blushing bride, Dave Soliday. Finally found someone that he loved as much as himself. Congratulations, Dave.